Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Flight Podcast. My name is Jacob Shanker.
And I'm Andrew Thomas.
Shut up and sit down.
Today, this is without a doubt the most packed episode we've ever had. There have been trades, the NBA draft, trade rumors, and free agency is coming up tomorrow. Without a doubt, the most eventful week, or one of the most eventful weeks in the NBA this year. But to start off, let's get into the NBA draft, Jacob, with the top three picks: Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball. What are your thoughts on this?
Not surprising at all. I mean, we knew vaguely that they were probably going to go. I mean, the number one thing that was rumored a lot over the past few weeks really is if the Timberwolves are going to keep that first pick. I know they were thinking about either like trading it somewhere else or even not even getting Anthony Edwards. There was talk about them getting LaMelo Ball, but I'm happy with the top three picks. I think they were the safe choice, the good choice. Anthony Edwards, I think, will do phenomenal. I think he's the best player in this draft. James Wiseman, I think, has one of the best potentials in this entire draft as well. He's going to be a great fit for the Warriors and will definitely help them on the big man end because that was something they needed. And for the Hornets, they're going to get a generational player out of LaMelo Ball. Definitely probably going to be better than Lonzo. So, because
I don't know about that.
I think
Lonzo's much more complete. All LaMelo can do is pass, and he's not a great athlete. I think Lonzo is LaMelo's a better passer. Lonzo's a far superior defender, and I think that he's a better athlete, first off. He slashes better, and I think Lonzo was going to end up with a better shot, and the defense does the big stuff for me. Like,
we're not going to
LaMelo could be a 6'7" point guard. Lonzo's 6'6", 6'5". Lonzo's a great defender.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that some of the qualities and the potential that LaMelo Ball has is bigger than Lonzo's. But then again, it's the Hornets, so we're not sure how he's going to play on that team because they suck. They really don't have anything. But overall, I'm not surprised with these picks. What about you?
I'm not surprised either. I think that the biggest thing I took about this was that James Wiseman going to the Warriors. I think that he can make up, like, obviously Klay Thompson is a top three shooter of all time. He probably has that number two at this point. I think he's definitely a better shooter than Ray Allen. But I think that Wiseman will be able to take some of the load off Curry for a little bit for that. And then think about it. They have a lineup of Curry, Wiggins, whoever at the three, or if they could put Wiggins at the three and someone else at the two. Then they have Draymond Green, and he is the most overrated player. I completely agree, but he's still very good. And then they have James Wiseman at the center. They finally have that rim protecting center that they've needed since Bogut left in 2016.
Yeah. I mean, it's something they really needed, and it's what
they needed it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm happy they got him. I'm happy they didn't get someone else.
Then you have Deja. Goodness, if they went with Denny, I don't know what I'd do.
All even, but let's move on to the Chicago Bulls number 4 pick, which was one of the most surprising things I've ever seen in an NBA draft. They went out and drafted Patrick Williams, the 6th man from Florida State. Am I shocked? As I said, 100%. But what were your thoughts on the Bulls picking him?
Well, as soon as I saw Patrick Williams, I'm like, who's that? I mean, like, looking at the draft video, he's a flower man. Seems like a good guy. He gives me good vibes, though. And obviously, his play is not that great. Mm-hmm. But he honestly does give me good vibes, and I get a good feeling about him. Maybe he's a bust, but I think he's going to do pretty good for the Bulls.
I think he'll do well, but do I think it was a dumb choice? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. He was projected to go late in the first round, early second round. When you pick him up with the 4th pick, maybe you could get him at the 10th. I mean, this is what the Bulls were thinking, right? They were thinking to try and get a player that they needed on their roster, right? Some of the things that they really have needed were forwards or even more bench depth. Right, Laurie Markkinen has really been the player.
They have a great starting lineup because they have Zach LaVine at the 2. They probably have Chris Dunn at the 1. They have Otto Porter at the 3. He's probably the one you want to replace, and then Laurie Markkinen and Wendell Carter Jr. Otto Porter's probably the one you want to replace. And
Like,
Obi Toppin, I forgot what position he is actually. I think he's a small forward
forward.
or power
Yeah.
forward.
But Kobe White also coming off the bench. But I mean, come on, there's a bunch of other players that you can get if you wanted a forward. I mean, yeah, it was good to get a forward, but this was just not the pick to get him at all. You could have gotten him much later. You could have traded up. I bet you if the Bulls wanted to get him at the 25th spot, they probably could have got him there. They probably could have traded.
Possibly. Or they could have traded.
Exactly. So I'm just confused as to why. I mean, it's not that he's a bad player. It's just
Yeah, I
not,
think it's just the logic of when they picked him. They could have easily traded something much less. They could have taken a better player. They could have traded lower assets because he's not worth as much if he's a 20 pick.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean,
So
if there's other forwards, Isaac Okoro, who went behind him, Onyeka Okongwu, Obi Toppin, like we said, Denny Avija. I mean, it's just there were so many players that I can name that would have been better for for the Bulls. It it was just crazy, and I question the Bulls front office at this point.
yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
So, but like it's annoying me now. Let's go to steals of the draft, and I want to say one:
Uh-huh.
the Heat, the Miami Heat, got Precious Achiuwa, and I know you're as excited about this as I am.
Oh yeah.
Precious Achiuwa is really good, and the fact that he's going to the Miami Heat, the team that just got to the NBA Finals, that makes them better.
Yep.
It's you.
Yeah. Precious Achiuwa is one of the steals of the draft. Another player that I think needs to be looked at more is Tyrese Maxey. He got drafted by the 76ers, who's actually right behind Precious Achiuwa, and he was great for Kentucky. We know how they're able to develop their guards really well. I mean, look at today: Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, John Wall, Eric Bledsoe. I'm forgetting the rest right now, but Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. But they really know how to do it well, and I think this is something that is going to really help the 76ers because, I mean, how could it make them worse? First of
It
all,
doesn't.
it,
Doesn't. No
exactly.
draft makes any player worse.
Exactly. But another pick, which I think was probably the biggest steal, even more than Precious Achiuwa and even more than Tyrese Maxey, is Tyrese Halliburton, the guard from Iowa State, and is now on the Kings. What a pick. 12th pick. I would have picked him way earlier. Way earlier.
Yeah, probably in the early, probably 5 to 7-ish.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think he's better than Onyeka Okongwu though. I think Onyeka Okongwu was great, a great pick. He's
Yeah.
also kind of a steal. I think he could have been top 4.
I think this was a very smart pick because, I mean, if you look at them, they have De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield, but Buddy Hield wants to leave. There have been trade rumors about him getting
He wants
traded.
to go to the Mavericks, actually.
Yep. He wants to leave. So now they're going to get a player, Tyrese Halliburton, who is going to be great for that team. And
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
as opposed to getting a forward, which is something they could have used as well. And I mean, but they would have had that shooting guard spot open. So I think this is a great pick for them. I mean, Denny Avija, I was kind of surprised that he went ninth. Not gonna lie, I still think the Wizards got. I don't want to. I don't want to say huge steal, but I kind of expected him to go higher.
Yeah. The stats don't speak high, but he's a great talent on offense.
He's a great player all around, and
Yep.
he's gonna do well for the Wizards because something they've needed is a forward. I mean, they
Yeah.
have. I mean,
They have John Wall. They have Bradley Beal,
mm-hmm.
and
Davis
I
Bertans.
think that they would have done better with Onyeka Okongwu. Obviously, I think that Onyeka Okongwu best fits on the Wizards.
Yeah, yeah,
That would have saved them on the interior defense. They need a center too.
yeah. But
Even
this,
though they have Thomas Bryant's all right.
yeah. I mean, Onyeka Okongwu is gonna definitely help him on the Hawks. But I mean,
But
looking
like I don't know what the Hawks were doing. Like because they have Clint Capella, they have John Collins. Is Onyeka Okongwu going to come off the bench? Are they going to go
oh,
tall?
put him at the 3, I guess. I mean,
Onyeka Okongwu at the 3? He's a rim protector.
exactly. I mean, unless they move John Collins to the 3 or even just move John Collins. I mean, it's kind of I don't know why they probably could have gotten someone else or even just traded that pick
They
because
should have gotten a small forward.
great.
They could have gone with Denny Avdija. They would have had a ridiculous offense with
They
Trae
could
Young.
have gone Denny Avdija. Yeah, or
They,
even
they would have had Trae Young, Denny Avdija, Kevin Huerter, John Collins, and then they have Clint Capella, who's their anchor on defense.
yeah.
And if you really need defense, you could take John Collins out and put in Onyeka Okongwu. Goodness.
Yeah, I mean
That's,
that was definitely a possibility. Uh,
the Hawks just need more depth, though, if they want to become a playoff team.
they do,
Starting lineups don't do it.
they really do, and they do have a great team, right? They got Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, um, Cameron Reddish.
Cam Reddish is going to be good for a while.
Yeah, now they have Onyeka Okongwu, Clint Capella, like you said. I mean, it's DeAndre Hunter. It's a great team. They need more time in the NBA because a lot of these players are very young.
Yeah,
Uh,
Hawks are very young.
yeah. All right, let's move on to what picks did you think were bad besides obviously we already went into the Bulls pick Patrick Williams. Besides that pick, which picks do you think were just bad?
That's a tough one. I don't see any bad picks on the board, especially on the top. Um, it's hard to say. I mean, I think that the Knicks, Obi Toppin is a good player. He's not a good fit for the Knicks. The Knicks needed a guard, and I'm going to go in the words of Stephen A. Smith. Damn, damn, damn. New York, you should have gotten a guard. You're screwed again for next year. No guard, no playoffs.
I mean, we're not
You're not going to
surprised
the playoffs
though,
for the
are we?
next 10 years anyway.
Are we surprised? No.
Nope. Nope.
It's
Not
the
at all.
Knicks. Yeah. What did you
Yeah, I think actually very quickly, I'm going to go back to the Steals. I think that the Magic did great with Cole Anthony because they needed a guard. I just wanted to put that in there very quickly. I think that he's going to be great.
Yes. Yes, he did well.
Right. You bad picks.
Bad picks besides Patrick Williams and Obi Toppin I do agree with. I think that the Knicks weren't like they didn't need
He's a good player. He's
Yeah.
just not a good fit for them.
they needed
I don't know
a
what they were
guard.
doing drafting another forward.
They could have gone Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, just I mean, he was available at that time. I don't know why they didn't think about getting him or just any guard or any player. I mean,
I mean, I know why. They're the New York Knicks.
it's James Dolan. That's why.
Dolan, sell the team, Dolan.
So besides that being a dumb pick, I think the Suns picking Jalen Smith at 10th. Okay. He's good, but not not for that, not at that spot. There's a bunch of other teams. Devin Fazel, who actually went right behind Jalen Smith, he would have been. I think he would have been much better than Jalen Smith. So I don't know. I feel like they came up short on this one, and they could have gotten much better players than him. But I mean, overall, I think it was just a lot of teams just missing out. There weren't like those picks. I think were just like the Patrick Williams pick was terrible. The Obi Toppin pick and the Jalen Smith pick were just dumb, right?
Yeah, it's
You can even say the Onyeka Okongwu one was just dumb.
again, he's not a good fit because they already have it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't make sense to me.
No. But yeah, let's head on from the draft. Sad news. Was it today or yesterday that we got it? Klay Thompson.
We heard about it yesterday, and now it's confirmed today, unfortunately.
Klay Thompson tore his Achilles. He's out for the season again.
Or his ACL, yep.
His Achilles.
Oh, it was? I thought it was ACL.
No, it was Achilles.
Oh, my bad.
It was on his other leg, though.
So
we knew it wasn't his ACL. Well, obviously, Prayers to Clay. I hope he has a speedy recovery. Obviously, he's not coming back this season, no matter what. It's a torn Achilles that puts you out. Hopefully, well, I personally think this won't affect him that much because he's still one of the best shooters of all time. Your Achilles won't really affect your shooting. It's going to affect your athleticism and a lot of things. I don't think it will affect his game that much.
Yeah.
He's still going to be Klay Thompson at the end of the day. He's a phenomenal shooter.
Yeah. I mean,
Godly
the biggest thing with him is why it's not going to affect him as much is because he's a huge catch and shoot shooter.
Yeah, he's not very athletic. He doesn't really rely on. Remember when he dropped 60 on 12 dribbles?
Oh, yeah, I remember. It was less.
That's great. That was hilarious.
Yeah. I mean,
He was just literally shooting it. He didn't care it was in his face. He literally just shot it.
Yeah. I mean, the Stephen Curry, he's more of that guy that can move
Create his own shot.
Yeah, he moves around the entire court to try and open up space either for his teammates or even for himself. But knowing Steph, he can just pull up from anywhere and it'll swish. Klay Thompson, he just gets his feet set and they're good. In. He's fine. He can be anywhere on the court and it's in. So yeah, like you said, he won't be. I don't think he'll be as bad once he comes back. But I mean, it is really sad that it's happening because I was excited to see the Splash Bros come back.
Yeah. Now we're gonna have to wait another year.
Unfortunately, I mean, do you think now that Klay Thompson is gone, do you think that the Warriors will still make the playoffs?
Are you kidding me? Did you really just ask me that question?
Okay, let me
just ask me that.
Where do you think they'll be in the standings?
Oh, at least the second. Oh, well. 4th seed. The Lakers are going to get higher. The Clippers are going to do better.
Who would play shooting guard?
I don't know.
Let's say they don't do any trades or anything the rest of the season.
I don't care. I don't care what happened before he broke his hand. MVP Steph Curry is going to be back. James Weissman is added. Draymond Green is still going to be good because they also they had D'Angelo Russell too at the start.
Yep.
So Curry's going to be ridiculous. Draymond is going to be good. And Weissman's going to be even better.
They also have Andrew Wiggins.
They have Wiggins too.
But here's the thing.
I'm telling you, this team.
And Eric Pascal.
That's the lineup. That's the lineup. The lineup is here. Steph Curry, Wiggins at the 2.
Ooh.
Wiggins at the 2.
That's a bad 2.
Pascal.
And can't shoot at all.
What?
He can't shoot.
What do you mean Wiggins can't shoot?
Can't shoot.
What are you talking about? You got Steph Curry at point guard. You don't need a shooter.
That's true. But I mean, a huge downgrade for the shooting.
He's not that bad of a shooter. Yeah. He's also ridiculously athletic.
I think the Warriors will do well overall. I just think it's not going to be 4th seed.
What do you think it's going to be?
Well, I still think depending on what's going on with the Clippers, because I can't tell, because apparently they're going to continue to make big moves for free agency and the rest of the offseason. But I can see Nuggets still being a top 3 team in the West. I can still see the Lakers. If I'm being honest, possibly Mavericks.
Nah, not that.
I think early pick, which a lot of people have been saying this, early pick is Luka Doncic to be MVP. I would not be surprised. I don't think Giannis is going to be able to win it again.
They're not going to give it to him again because the media doesn't like repeating. The media doesn't like repeating. The media doesn't give it to him.
Are you kidding me? Of course I know that.
It's funny.
Yeah. But I think the Mavericks have a potential to be at that spot. I think the Warriors will be maybe 5 or 6. I think they'll probably get more or less to the second round, and depending on who they play. But I mean, overall, it's gonna hurt the Warriors like a good amount.
Yeah, it's Klay Thompson.
Yeah, exactly. So and Draymond Green, even though I think Draymond Green is the most underrated player in the NBA, we'll see. I'm sorry, not underrated, overrated player in the NBA. We'll see how he does this season. But let's move on. Let's go on to A team that I'm just frankly confused with, like very more than the Bulls, more than the Rockets, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder. So let's just break it down for anybody that wasn't really paying attention to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Got
They
rid of Mr. Billy Donovan, first off.
Yes. First off, they fired Billy Donovan. And just to give context, before all the trades, they already had a ton of picks for the next 5 years.
Yep.
So they let go of Billy Donovan. Don't know why. He was one of the candidates for Coach of the Year, and he is one of the reasons that they got to the playoffs. Number two, they traded Chris Paul. Again, he is one of the reasons, if not the main reason, they made it to the playoffs. So why would you do that? And we are continuing to see them.
They also traded away Dennis Schroeder.
Yes, and now they traded away Dennis Schroeder for what was it? Well, now and then for Danny Green, which got traded to the 76ers for Al Horford. And now we're hearing that Steven Adams is going to get traded. And Danilo Gallinari, he's a free agent, which he probably won't get picked up again by the Thunder. What are you doing, Sam Presti? That's my only question. What are you doing?
Extreme rebuild mode.
Why?
I don't even know.
What is the reason? You made the playoffs. I mean, you got out in the first round, but
It was Game 7 with James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
exactly. And you had a 4% chance to make the playoffs, and you do that? I mean, come on, man.
Come on, guys. You really want to continue the 4% chance?
Oh my god! And now they're gonna have. I think it was like six. I think it was more like 20-something picks in the next 5 years.
That's
For
ridiculous.
one team. That's crazy.
Crazy.
They're meant to have 10.
They got double.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens when you trade Paul George and Russell Westbrook? You get a ton of picks.
Yeah, they're just worth a ton of picks.
Yeah, yep. Anyway, but yeah, the Chris Paul trade.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you didn't like it for the Thunder, but they got back Kelly Oubre, and they got. I don't remember who they got, but Kelly Oubre was the main guy.
Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, and picks.
And picks. And Ricky Rubio is now going to the Timberwolves, right?
Yep, for a pick. So exactly, it's just picks on picks on picks. So
it's a weird trade. I think, but we talked about the Thunder. What do you think about the Suns part on this?
Oh my god, great for them. They
playoff team, I think.
Oh,
right?
100%.
Chris Paul is the perfect point guard for them, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I think they can have a chance at getting some more players in the free agency, like bigger players. I think if they can get someone like Danilo Gallinari, who can help them at the forward position, because now Kelly Oubre's gone.
Yeah, and also Frank Kaminsky they got rid of, so maybe they can replace that stretch 4 position.
Exactly. So I think this is Chris Paul trade is a win for the Suns, and I can see them doing really well this year. I could see Chris Paul and Devin Booker being one of the best backcourts in the league, because Chris Paul has that. He's just an excellent leader. He can lead. You put him on any team, they're playoff teams automatically, no matter what. He's been like that for his entire career, and it's just phenomenal what he can do on every single team.
Chris Paul is a great player. He will take the Suns to the playoffs. They almost made it this year.
Mm-hmm.
So close.
We're so close.
They're gonna get there next season.
Yeah, hopefully. But let's move on to the Dennis Schroeder trade, as we mentioned before, which
win for the Lakers.
100%. The one thing they needed was the guard position. They got rid of the
They didn't need the guard position. They needed it in the bubble. They don't need it anymore. They needed it in the bubble.
You don't think they need a guard position now?
No, they have Avery Bradley.
Well, he's a free agent.
I forgot about that.
They don't. I mean, a lot of teams want Avery Bradley. That's the problem. I mean, but all right, even if you had Avery Bradley, he's your shooting guard. Who are they going to play at the point guard? Quick Cook's gone.
No, he plays point guard.
He plays mostly shooting guard.
He played point guard.
All right, then you could play him point guard, KCP shooting guard. All right, but I mean,
that's how they played it.
Yeah.
Or they have LeBron at point guard, which is weird.
All right, that's true. But I mean, now we're looking at as Avery Bradley may not be returning to the Lakers, so I still think this is a big win for the Lakers to get Dennis Schroeder because you got a six-man of the year candidate who I still think should have won six-man of the year, who is now going to be starting and who's going to be probably doing even better than last year. So
Yeah, probably.
And again, Sam Presti. Why Danny Green? Like, I'm happy you get to get rid of the missing game-winning shot guy, but you get him and then you immediately trade him for Al Horford and picks? Come on, man. You're better than that.
This is a very negative topic. I know that you're very upset over Mr. Sam Presti.
I'm just
Yeah,
confused because I love the Thunder. I loved watching the Thunder this year, and I wanted to see that team continue again.
Yep. Yeah, let's get away from the Lakers and move away to another championship favorite, the Milwaukee Bucks. A massive trade. Massive.
Oh yeah.
This puts them in title contention. I don't care what happens. I think that they'll probably get to the Eastern Conference Finals with the Nets. They got Drew Holiday. They traded away Eric Bledsoe and picks. And what are your thoughts on this? I'm so happy.
Oh, I think it's a great trade for the Bucks. I mean, they got great player. They got Drew Holiday. That's all you need, right? He's a better version of Eric Bledsoe.
Much better.
Yeah,
he is a ridiculous defender. He is so good.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I think that the Pelicans, they needed to move other players. Drew Holiday was not the reason that they didn't make the playoffs. Drew Holiday just was like he was the best player on that team, right? Him, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and so like you could have moved other players. Just why would you move Drew Holiday? But still, great win for the Bucks. I think you're right about them having a big chance to beat the Nets now. Because now
I still think that I don't think they'll beat the Nets, but yeah, their chances do.
Much better chance than before. They have a better chance than before. So you're gonna get you're gonna get Drew Holiday on Kyrie, and you're gonna get Giannis on KD.
Oh, don't give me Giannis on KD.
Oh my God!
There's no one in NBA. There's no one in the NBA that can guard Kevin Durant.
I'm not saying that he can, but I'm just saying that'll be fun to watch.
That'll be good.
A lot of fun. But I don't think
it's gonna be really nice.
Oh my God, that'll be a great Eastern Conference.
I'm just really excited for
Giannis better not screw this up. That's all I'm telling him. Giannis, if you screw this up, it's over, buddy. It's over. I mean, he's supposed to be signing the max with the
Supermax.
The Supermax. That's right. 50. I think
yeah, he said that he didn't say, but obviously people are saying that he really likes Drew Holiday and he likes his chances. And think about it. They have Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is that a big three?
And now they got Bogdan Bogdanovic, and they're gonna have Brook Lopez.
There's some drama on that.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. Can you explain to me like what's going on with that though?
I don't even know. I'm also a little confused on that, but I know that there's a possibility that the trade might got. Oh, I know what happened. So basically, Bogdan Bogdanovic is a restricted free agent, and the Kings traded him away, and he didn't agree to it.
I see. Yeah,
it might not
be true. A sign and trade though. I mean, why didn't the Kings?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was so done by the Kings. Okay. So
it's disappointing.
I mean, we'll see. I think he'll still end up on the Bucks though.
Probably. The Bucks will probably try and find out a way, figure out a way.
Whatever. Let's say he doesn't agree to the money to go with the Kings. Whatever, since he's restricted, whatever money teams give him, the Kings will just match that. They have to do that and then trade him immediately. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but still, that's a great big four. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, Brook Lopez. That's a hell of a defense.
Yep.
It's a hell of a defense.
That'll be nice.
Yep. All right, let's go on to the Robert Covington trade. Rockets.
Rockets.
You've been doing well, man. You've been getting, you're gonna get rid of Russ. There's talks about getting rid of James Harden, which me and Andrew will get into. And now you've already gotten rid of your probably best defender on the team.
Without a doubt.
For what? Trevor
Trevor
Ariza. And then who got traded again for a pick. So
2 picks for Robert Covington. That is not worth it.
why? Why?
Why?
Great,
Why?
great for the Trailblazers. I mean, come on. They're gonna get that great.
Blazers get ridiculously much better in defense.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be a good fit for them. 3-and-D.
It's this. I'm telling you, the Western Conference is gonna be crazy on who makes the playoffs.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice.
I mean, you got the Suns, you got the Trailblazers. I mean, you've got maybe even the Pelicans. I still want to put them in the race. The Grizzlies. So getting that last couple of spots, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm just still questioning. I like so many owners have just. I've been like, why? This is another thing. The Rockets owner, what are you doing, man? But
Disappointing.
yeah.
Let's head on to the Al Horford trade. This is, like we said earlier, this is complete bogus. This is terrible. This is awful. This is disappointing.
Yes. Come on. Danny Green, really? 76? I mean, I know Al Horford, I don't think he's been as good as he was on the Celtics. They're obviously the Hawks, but come on. Danny Green, you really did not need Danny Green.
They didn't. I don't know what they're doing.
And why are the Thunder even trying to get Al Horford in the first place? He's just a waste of money.
Yeah, he's not that good anymore.
Nope, not at all. But let's go on to the final topic, which is the biggest and the main event of this episode.
Tonight.
James Harden potentially going to the Brooklyn Nets as he requested a trade and he declined the Supermax extension.
$150 million a season.
No,
how ridiculous is that?
It was $50 million a season.
Yeah, I said.
Oh, I thought you said $150 million. My bad.
No.
That would have been insane. $150 million a year.
Oh goodness, that's.
But yeah, I mean, he wants to go to the Nets, and do you think the Nets are going to be able? Do you think the Nets are going to be able to get James Harden and keep Kyrie and KD?
No, because the Rockets said they wanted Kyrie or KD. I think the Nets should give up Kyrie. I don't care if Kyrie already has built up chemistry. James Harden would instantly put you as the favorite in the East. If you have James Harden and Kevin Durant, that is scary. That is absolutely ridiculously scary.
Yeah. I was telling, I know we talked about it before when there was all these rumors about it. I think having them as a big three on paper is nuts and one of the best of all time. But in reality, I don't think having them as all three of them would work, right? Because you'll have KD as the first option, James Harden as the second, and Kyrie as the third option. And we know Kyrie likes to handle the ball a lot, but who also likes to handle the ball a lot? Mr. James Harden. And now, so I just don't think it wouldn't work as well, right? KD, I think he can get the ball around a lot as he did with Steph and on the Warriors, and obviously with Russ. But now, I just don't think it would work as well as three of them.
Championship. That's all I'm saying. They're going to be champions if James Harden goes to the Nets. I don't care.
I don't care. I think they'll be better than Kyrie Irving, but I gotta tell you, something, buddy. Lakers will win again.
That is the biggest cap I've ever heard. You are a Lakers. You are a LeBron fan. You are a LeBron lover. You are crazy.
Let's say they keep Avery Bradley, right? Let's see they can get Avery Bradley.
We're talking about Avery Bradley, boy.
I'm just saying. All right.
We're not talking about Jrue Holiday.
All right, fine.
We're not talking about James Harden with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
We don't. Okay, even if without Avery Bradley, you look at the Lakers. What did they do in this offseason? They got rid of Danny Green, who sucks. Avery Bradley didn't even play in the playoffs, and they still made it to the finals and won. And they got Dennis Schroeder.
Come on. They would have lost loss. I don't care what you say. The Clippers were built to beat the Lakers. They were they were not built to beat the Nuggets. They don't have a big man to guard Jokic, and
They don't have a big man to guard AD. They don't have a big man. They didn't have a big man to guard AD. You're gonna put Ivica Zubac. Not even Montrezl Harrell could guard him. Nobody could guard him on that team.
It doesn't.
Why?
You went to 6 games with Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
Okay.
And you're gonna tell me that they're gonna repeat? Or are you gonna tell me that the Nets
are not? You're gonna tell me that Game 5 was not because of Mr. Danny Green? Or no, not even just Danny Green. Markieff Morris.
Are you gonna tell me that LeBron would have made that shot? Or are you gonna tell me that AD would have made that shot?
Yeah, it was wide open.
Stop hating on Danny Green.
It was
Stop hating on Danny Green. Stop hating on Danny Green, boy. Stop hating on Danny Green.
You're telling me that if okay, think about it like this. Danny Green, what is he? What is he meant to do?
He's a 3-and-D player. You're hating on the man. He did what he was supposed to do. Are you going to tell me that he's going to have a lot of pressure on him to make a shot in the NBA Finals that can win him the series?
Oh, you want to talk about having pressure in the NBA Finals?
How many people in the world would be able to make that shot under that much pressure?
Oh my God, you want to talk about pressure? Every single time we have a conversation about LeBron and how, and you always say that Ray Allen saved him with that shot.
Ray Allen did save him.
Okay, so you're not going to talk about LeBron missing? Oh, he had pressure? Yeah, he did, but he also was guarded by 2
players. And he missed. He choked that shot. He missed.
So you think LeBron choked that shot, but Danny Green didn't in this situation? Explain to me how.
He did choke, but he was under pressure. And you cannot hate on the man. That was a ridiculous shot. That was ridiculous. But you're telling me that the Lakers are going to repeat as champions when they have the Warriors, they have the Clippers.
You're going to tell me the Warriors,
the Nets, the Bucks, Giannis, KD coming out of the East. There's no way that LeBron is getting another shit.
The Warriors are not. First of all, they do not have a chance at beating that Lakers team. I'm telling you. If there is any team out of the West that maybe has a chance is if they can make more moves, the Nuggets. There was no other team out there that can beat them. No other team.
You are a complete Lakers fan. You are idiotic. You are idiotic.
Why?
And I will guarantee that the Lakers will not repeat.
I just want to say, shush. I just want to say, the only thing that happened, they got Dennis Schroeder. You know why? Because they got a guard, which is something they needed. So if they
this is idiotic. You are the biggest Lakers fan.
Okay, tell me if they play the Nets. Who's guarding AD?
It doesn't matter. You have Kevin Durant and James Harden. Who's going to guard James Harden? Who's going to guard Kevin Durant? No one is going to be able to guard them. I don't care. James Harden is the most unguardable player. You have 2 of the most unguardable players in the NBA on the same team.
So do you.
You know how ridiculous that is?
LeBron and AD.
LeBron James went 6 for 19 against Kawhi Leonard. Are you going to tell me that he's unguardable?
Buddy, at least he didn't choke in the last game, and at least he didn't give up a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray.
You disappoint me. You disappoint me. Are you going to tell me? All right, how many games are the Lakers beating the Nets then?
The Nets?
Yeah.
Goes to well, if we're going to see Lakers and Nets, I think it'll be close. I think it'll still go to Game 7.
Okay. You're going to tell LeBron James is going to be 36 years old. Mm-hmm. I don't care what happens. LeBron is regressing. Mm-hmm. He's regressing. He's leaning more on Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant, if he's at 80% of what he is, it doesn't matter for that. If James Harden goes to the Nets, he's at 100%. James Harden is a 35-point-per-game scorer. It is ridiculous that you think that the Lakers are going to reach. It is ridiculous.
He's not going to get 35 points because, well, since he's been this good, he's never played with a player like Kevin Durant. So he's not going to be able to get the ball the entire time. He's going to have to give it to Mr. Kevin Durant, who is better than him. And James Harden's not going to like the fact that he is worse than Kevin Durant.
He wants to play with Kevin Durant. He plays with Russell Westbrook for the month of February. Russell Westbrook averaged more points than James Harden. You cannot tell me that the Nets are going to lose to the Lakers. Kevin Durant is the best player in the world at 80%. He is better than LeBron James. And I guarantee that if Kyrie and KD were healthy, they would have won this year.
You think they had a better chance to beat the Lakers with Kyrie and KD over James Harden and
Yeah.
KD?
Are you going to tell me that the Heat would beat Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving?
Wait, what?
Would the Heat beat Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving?
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? No.
No, they wouldn't have.
No, the Nets would probably win.
No, they
But
wouldn't
who
have.
would beat the Heat?
And Jimmy Butler dropped 2 games with 40 or 2 games with 35 or more. Kevin Durant is going to consistently average 30 at least in those finals. Kyrie is going to average 25.
Maybe.
How much better is the LeBron James in 2016 with Kyrie than now with Kyrie and KD? Are you kidding me? This is crazy. I'm ready to wrap.
Buddy. Listen. Come back to me in July when LeBron gets his 5th ring, okay?
I'm ready to end this podcast. This is ridiculous. You are a crazy man.
Hey, buddy. It's just facts, okay?
Facts? Facts? You want to talk about facts? I'll tell you a fact. Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
You know, it's funny that you love to believe in dreams. It's really nice. You know,
That's all for today, everyone.
Dreams are nice.
That's all for today, everyone.
That's my line. That's all for today, everyone.
Feel free to comment down below what your thoughts on are all the NBA topics and who you think will be the championship next year. Do not get this wrong. It's the Brooklyn Nets.
You want to pick the right team. Tune into the next episode on Monday. See you guys next time.